know why this judge will not dismiss the case of Trump when it comes to this lawsuit. I mean, dude, the man is about to be the 47th president of the United States. He do not got time for you and brag on all these charges to be fighting because y'all want to prove the point to the radical left. Make it make sense. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition. You guessed it, Joel Davis Media Network and Official Patriot News Live. That is right, guys. And we have some breaking news coming straight out of, you guessed it, New York. Judge Merchant, has rejected Trump's attorney request to dismiss charges brought against him by the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg on the basis of presidential immunity. Now, this right here is getting to be out of hand. If you notice, everyone else is dropping the charges. I think the only case is left is this case here, the case with the other female lawyer in New York, and there's another one in Georgia. Now, the one in Florida has been in everything else. Now, this is against the 34 counts. And I thought it was a lawsuit, but let me rephrase that. The 34 counts of him doing illegal business dealing, which is all a felony in the state of New York. So I'm about to rehash this article of what they're saying on Fox News, and then I will give you my 2 cents of what I think about this whole situation. So, with that being said, let's jump into this article. All right, and I will read it to you guys as we head into this. And it starts out with, hold on. Judge rejects Trump request to toss Bragg charges in New York on basis of presidential immunity. So Judge Juan Merchan on Monday rejected Trump attorney's request to dismiss charges brought against him by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg on the basis of presidential immunity. The ruling comes after President-elect Trump and his team in July requested Merchant to overturn his guilty verdict in New York versus Trump, citing the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that presidents have immunity for official acts. Merchant ruled that the evidence presented in the trial was related entirely to unofficial conduct and thus received no immunity protection. Further, even if this court were to deem all of the contested evidence, both preserved and unpreserved as official conduct falling within the outer perimeters of the defendant's presidential authority, it will still find that the people's use of these acts as evidence of the decidedly personal acts of falsifying document business records poses no danger of intrusion on the authority and function of the executive branch, a conclusion applied amply supported by non-motive related evidence, Merchant writes. Now, you can see this on his 41-page breakdown of how he feels about this request. Merchant also argued that the court said if error occurred regarding the introduction of the challenged evidence, such error was harmless in light of the overwhelming evidence of guilt. Merchant rejected the request but has yet to rule on President-elect Trump's former motion to dismiss the case altogether. Today's decision by deeply conflicted acting Judge Merchant in the Manhattan DA witch hunt is a direct violation of the Supreme Court's decision on immunity and other long-standing jurisprudence. jurisprudence. Trump spokesman, jurisprudence. Trump spokesman and incoming White House communication director Stephen Chung told Fox News Digital. The lawless case should have never been brought, and the Constitution demands that it be immediately dismissed, as President Trump must be allowed to continue presidential transition process and execute the vital duties of the presidency, obstructed by the remains of any other witch hunt. Added, the sooner these hoaxes end, the sooner our country can unite behind President Trump for betterment of all Americans. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree, stemming from the years-long investigation related to alleged hush money payments run by the Manhattan District Attorney Office. Former Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance initiated the investigation, and Bragg prosecuted Trump. But after an unprecedented 6-week trial in New York, a jury found the president guilty on all counts. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a former president has substantial immunity for official acts committed while in office. In the former motion in July, Trump attorney Todd Blank pointed to the Supreme Court's immunity decision and argued that certain evidence of official acts should not have been admitted during the trial. Specifically, Blanch argued that testimony from former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks, former Special Assistant to the President Madeleine Westerhout, a testimony regarding the Special Counsel's office in congressional investigation and the pardon power, testimony regarding the President Trump's response to FEC inquiries, his presidential Twitter posts, and other related testimony was impermissible omitted during trial. Meanwhile, Trump attorneys earlier this month officially requested to immediately dismiss charges against the president-elect in New York versus Trump, declaring the failed lawfare case should never have been brought. Trump attorneys said the case would never have been brought were it not for President Trump's political views, the transformative national movement established under his leadership, and the political threat that he poses to enrich corrupt politicians in Washington, D.C. and beyond. Trump lawyers said wrongly continuing proceedings in this failed lawfare case disrupt President Trump's transition efforts and his preparation to wield the full Article 2 executive power authorized by the Constitution pursuant to the overwhelming national mandate granted to him by the American people on November 5, 2024. Bragg last month requested to Judge Juan Merchant the case be stayed until the end of Trump's second term. But Trump's attorney noted that the Office of Legal Counsel in the Justice Department conclude that the category prohibition of the federal indictment of a sitting president, even if the case was held in abeyance, applies to this situation. They added that Bragg's ridiculous suggestion that they could simply resume proceedings after President Trump leaves office more than a decade after they commenced their investigation in 2018 is not an option. All right, so here's what's going on here. Judge McCann and Merchant and Alvin Bragg are butthurt that Trump is now the president. And because Trump is the president, in their mind, based upon what I have gathered with this particular case, they still want to come out as the victors. So what do you do when you want to come out as the victor? It's easy. You try to say, hey, man, this guy is a felon. We are justified, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's what is crazy about this case. What Trump is charged with, corporations, big-time executives, even the ones that are friendly with the liberals or liberals themselves, do these type of methods all the time. I mean, that's just part of the business world. Now, with that being stated, these things also are minute. It shouldn't even ever came to that point. This is, again, a witch hunt to try to discredit Trump's legacy. I feel like that Trump and the whole, maybe even the DOJ, everybody going to have to get the law of the land, the Supreme Court involved to hear this case and get this case dismissed, because one merchant is still holding on to trying to stick it to Trump, and Alvin Bragg is as well. And I would not be surprised if they also go as far as, when he do get out of office, if it's still a problem, making sure that he gets jail time. They want to humiliate Trump because he beat their girl. But I don't feel like this is going to happen. I feel like that sooner or later, something higher, a higher court or whatever, is going to make Judge Merchant and them throw this case out, because this case is stupid. The man has a country to run. He doesn't have time to be dealing with this case. Not to mention, I wouldn't be surprised that they try to be cute and try to have him come to court during the process of him trying to run this country. So again, this is just ridiculous. The same thing he's going with the Letitia James chick. She's doing the same thing with him about the lawsuit about the woman. It's just dumb. These things are so dumb. Like, the man is in office. Dismiss the case. Take your L. Just like Fannie Willis is still trying to hang on to the election case, which I'm quite sure Georgia's going to drop it because he's in the president now. Not to mention, nobody can trust Fannie Willis. This woman has lied about her relationship with her paramour, her boy toy, the assistant guy, whatever his name is. I don't forgot the guy's name, but that's neither here or there. I mean, there's been video recording on police cam that when her daughter got pulled over, guess who came with her in the van, in the truck with her? Her paramour. Wait a minute, you told me that y'all was just friends. Y'all were over. People that are over don't be up under each other to come to things like this. If your daughter was in trouble, you would have dropped him off and say, "Hey man, you want to go back home? I got to handle this about my daughter. I'll see you later." Yeah. And the way I seen that warm greeting, that daughter looked at him like he was a part of the member of the family. So you do the math. Again, guys, this is so sad that we have to report these things, that mainstream media cannot get it together. That's why they keep getting sued. Again, please tell me your thoughts about this situation. Do you think that the Supreme Court has to actually get involved and get this case dismissed? Or do you think that Trump deserved to get all of these charges against him to remain? You tell me what you feel. Please like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.